Hi, this is Sheri Ann Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com, and what you're looking at is my little peat pots that are already expanded. You just put hot water in these and they automatically expand, and then you can plant in these little holes right here. There we go. Okay, you plant in these little holes. If you have one like this one where the hole is not so very big, you can take your fingers or a pair of tweezers and you can just open that hole up just like that. This netting will just pull back. Okay, it's kind of hard for me to hold the camera and do this, so I apologize. But just pull that back a little bit, just like that. Same thing over here and over here. And so I'm going to pause the camera, and that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll be back to do some seed planting. Okay, so I have all of my little seed peat pots pulled back and the soil exposed, and they are ready to plant. Now, sometimes when you use the peat pots, you have to pick them up and kind of fluff them with your fingers, because sometimes the peat gets so compacted from just being dry that it doesn't want to expand. And so when I have that issue, I just pick them up with my fingers, just like this, and then I just do this. It really is just that simple, and then you can set them back down. Very easy. So I like the peat pellets. The problem with them is you cannot let them dry out, because peat will suck the water right out of the roots of your plants or seedlings. And this is what often happens when plants such as azaleas are planted in peat. So you have to be careful. You have to make sure there's always a constant supply of moisture. Because I am putting these outside in my greenhouse, these are going to be winter sown plants. I'm going to keep a thin layer of water on the bottom of this flat. I'm also going to cover it with a dome when I get it out there, so that the moisture that evaporates will drop right back down in. And then I'll check it on a daily basis. I probably won't have to do much this winter, but as soon as it starts warming up inside of my greenhouse, I will need to keep an eye on it. And when the seedlings start to sprout, I will need to either move them into a different flat if they don't sprout evenly, or I will need to take the lid off so they don't cook. So the first plants, or the first seeds I'm going to start with, are these lupines. This is what they look like. These are a native, and I am planting 4 rows of 5. So I will have 20 lupine plants, hopefully, when I'm done. I'm only going to do 1 seed per pot, because that makes it easier for me when it comes time to transplant. And I'm just going to drop these in. Okay. I wish you could see this. I'm here by myself, and I'm not very good at angling the camera, but I will show you this just as soon as I get these planted. Okay, so these are the little lupine seeds, the little brown seeds right here. And as you can see, I have not covered them yet. When I do get ready to cover these, I will use a thin layer of vermiculite. Okay, the reason I like to cover my seeds with vermiculite is many seeds need sunlight to germinate. However, seeds also need moisture. And so the vermiculite is a very lightweight material. The seeds are able to get up through it very easily when they start to sprout. And doing a very light layer, I feel like the seeds, as light of a layer as I do, I feel like the seeds still get some sunlight, but they also keep that moisture up there, because vermiculite is a very absorbent material. And so I have found that this is the best way, and the way that I have had the most success. The next set of seedlings that I am going to plant are these liatris seeds. Okay, and this is a plant that the butterflies absolutely love. They will completely cover a flower. You know, just tons and tons of butterflies. And for some reason mine died off. I'm not sure why. But I'm going to restart some from seed. This is the purple. It also comes in white. And I think there's a pink variety that I've heard about. I haven't seen it, but excuse me. These are very small seeds, as you can tell. And I often use a pair of tweezers when I do seeds like this, just so I make sure I only get one. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these, and then we'll be back. Okay, so you can see the little lupine seed right there. Again, I have just laid these on the surface. The key is to make sure that these do make good contact with the surface. So you can take your finger or tweezers and just press. You don't really want to bury this. You just want to make sure it makes contact so it gets that soil moisture. And again, I will cover these with vermiculite when I'm done. Okay, the last set of seeds I'm going to sow tonight are from my friend Shirley and her daughter Rhonda. And these are milkweed seeds. And they saved these out of their garden. And I'm going to plant 20 of these. Now, these have not been cleaned to remove the lint or anything like that, like I would normally do. And frankly, the white stuff, the fuzz, that helps it fly in the air and find new places to grow, is very easy to separate from the seeds. I have a couple seeds here. I'm going to go ahead and plant these, and then I'm going to show you how easy this is. Okay, seeds have wonderful ways of getting around and finding places that they can germinate. Everything from flying through the air to attaching themselves to animals or people with their some of the sticker burr type of plants. They are sticky and spiny because when you or an animal walks past them, they're going to attach to you and then they're going to disperse someplace else. So this is what an individual milkweed seed looks like. I do have an extra one of these, but that's okay. This is one seed. And all I'm going to do is grab a hold of this, and give it a slight pull. And then I'm going to be left with just the milkweed seed. Not sure how well you can see that. But I'm going to go ahead and plant these, and then I'll be back. Okay, so these are the milkweed seeds right there. And I have them planted, followed by 4 rows of lupine, or I'm sorry, 4 rows of liatris, and then 4 rows of lupine. So the next step is to get myself a little bit of vermiculite and cover it over. This is vermiculite, and you want to get the horticultural vermiculite, because if you don't, you could end up with vermiculite that is really chunky and big. It doesn't work as well. Okay, I use a little peat pot. It does have a hole in the bottom, but I'm going to try to show you maybe. Okay, I guess I'm not. I'll show it to you when it's on here. But this little peat pot has a hole in the bottom. And the reason for that is I can just shake it on top of each seed, and it's only going to let a little bit come out. Instead of if I try to pick it up with my fingers, I might end up getting too much. Okay, so this is what the seedlings now look like. As I said, you can still see some of the little seedlings, and I will just go through and resort the vermiculite, make sure my seedlings have connection to the soil, and that the vermiculite is covering the seed just a little bit. As you see, I don't want a lot on here. So my next step is to double check all my seedlings, and then I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to take it out to the cold greenhouse. We are now approaching my little greenhouse. This is unheated, and I have already moved my first tray inside. This is what it looks like. Again, this is our native lupine, purple liatris, and milkweed. And this tray will sit here. Over the course of the winter, the seeds will germinate just like if they were in the ground, just like nature would do. The difference being, I have these sorted according to the type of seeds, so when they come up, I'm going to have no doubt what plant they are, and I'm going to know that they are not weeds. So for all of you out there on December 21st of 2015 who are doing your first winter sowing seeds, I'm really happy for you, and I'm joining you. Have a great night, and thanks for watching.